Chinese New Year as the most important holiday in China. In 2021, Chinese New Year will begin on February 12. Tied to the Chinese lunar calendar, the holiday was traditionally a time to honor household and heavenly deities as well as ancestors. It was also a time to bring family together for feasting. With the popular adoption of the Western calendar in 1912, the Chinese joined in celebrating January 1 as New Year's Day. China, however, continues to celebrate Chinese New Year with the traditional greeting, Kung Hei Fat Choi. After the celebrations on Chinese New Year's Eve, many people turn to the gods. One of the traditions on New Year's Day is to go to a temple to burn incense and pray. People believe burning incense and praying on the first day of the new year will make their wishes more readily heard by the Buddhas. The first to burn incense at the temple gets the best chance. Worshippers come from all walks of life, and for many of them, family is the most important. The ancient Chinese lunar calendar, on which Chinese New Year is based, functioned as a religious, dynastic and social guide. Oracle bones inscribed with astronomical records indicate that the calendar existed as early as 14th century BC, when the Shang dynasty was in power. The calendar's structure wasn't static. It was reset according to which emperor held power and varied from one region to another. The Chinese calendar was a complex timepiece. Its parameters were set according to the lunar phases as well as the solar solstices and equinoxes. Yin and Yang, the opposing but complementary principles that make up a harmonious world, also ruled the calendar. Chinese New Year typically begins with the new moon that occurs between the end of January and the end of February, and it lasts about 15 days, until the full moon arrives with the Festival of Lanterns. The Chinese calendar also included the Chinese zodiac, the cycle of 12 stations or signs, along the apparent path of the sun through the cosmos. Each new year was marked by the characteristics of one of the 12 zodiac animals: the rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog and pig. The traditional Chinese New Year was the most important festival on the calendar. The entire attention of the household was fixed on the celebration. During this time, business life came nearly to a stop. Home and family were the principal focuses. In preparation for the holiday, houses were thoroughly cleaned to rid them of weiqi, or inauspicious breaths, which might have collected during the old year. Cleaning was also meant to appease the gods who would be coming down from heaven to make inspections. Ritual sacrifices of food and paper icons were offered to gods and ancestors. People posted scrolls printed with lucky messages on household gates and set off firecrackers to frighten evil spirits. Elders gave out money to children. In fact, many of the rites carried out during this period were meant to bring good luck to the household and long life to the family, particularly to the parents. Most important was the feasting. On New Year's Eve, the extended family would join around the table for a meal that included as the last course a fish that was symbolic of abundance and therefore not meant to be eaten. In the first 5 days of the new year, people ate long noodles to symbolize long life. On the 15th and final day of the new year, round dumplings shaped like the full moon were shared as a sign of the family unit and of perfection. The Western-style Gregorian calendar arrived in China along with Jesuit missionaries in 1582. It began to be used by the general population by 1912, and New Year's Day was officially recognized as occurring on January 1. Beginning in 1949, under the rule of Chinese Communist Party leader Mao Zedong, the government forbade celebration of the traditional Chinese New Year and followed the Gregorian calendar in its dealings with the West. But at the end of the 20th century, Chinese leaders were more willing to accept the Chinese tradition. In 1996, China instituted a week-long vacation during the holiday, now called Spring Festival, giving people the opportunity to travel home and to celebrate the new year.